The Remembering Them podcast is a platform for people to share stories and memories of their loved ones who have passed away. The podcast was created in memory of Dad, Bob Cecil. May he rest in peace. Your hosts Mark, Ryan, and Luke acknowledge the rich history and importance of storytelling within Indigenous culture.
My name is Jorgi Skeen, and I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in which we meet here today. Today we're meeting in Meanjin, and those traditional owners are the Yagara and Turrbal people. And I'd also like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and acknowledge my people, the Gubbi Gubbi people, and extend that acknowledgement to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening in today.
Hello, Luke. Welcome back to the podcast.
Morning, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Just you and I today. I actually have the reason why Ryan is away today, as our listeners would know that when one of us is missing, the other two get free rein onto telling sometimes the truth. Sometimes it might be a fabricated white lie.
The truth.
Always the truth. Always the truth. Well,
I'm a big
here's the
salsa
truth
dancer
today for Ryan. I can't wait till he hears this one back. Actually ties into our guest. So you'll hear in the intro soon enough that our guest is very, very involved in the beauty industry, somewhat a beauty mogul. And Ryan is as well. That I didn't know. I don't know if you knew that
Really?
either. No, he's actually
He's a good-looking guy. I wouldn't say he's beautiful.
No. Well, he's I guess he's taking self-care to another level, and he's off doing a bit of a beauty course. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but that's what he's doing today, and why he can't be with us for this recording.
That's great. I wouldn't have picked him for that. Obviously, he's more comfortable with you than me because he would never tell me that.
Yeah, look, I had to get it out of him. It was actually he was in his car when I saw him last, and he had this big box of I don't know, it was makeup and foundation and mascara, all that kind of stuff. And I actually caught him, so he wasn't forthcoming with the reason. But that's why Ryan's not here today. So all the best, Ryan. Hope you enjoy your course today.
Good for him. Good for him, man.
Yeah,
again, as long as you're happy, as long as you're
exactly
out there doing your thing, Ryan, we're proud of you.
And on to our guest, who is, as I mentioned, is heavily involved in the beauty industry. But let me give you the clues first as to where our guest is from. And as always, play at home for our listeners. See if you can guess before Luke does. Clue number one for you. This city is home to the world's first solar-powered electric bus. So after a city is called the Tindo bus and was launched in 2007 and still offers free rides to passengers today.
I love how you said, I wonder if you can guess it before Luke does, as if I ever get these right.
you know this city. I can tell you that for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking like progressive. 2007, did you say?
2007.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go the Bay. San Francisco.
San Francisco? No, not San Francisco. Good guess. I can see how you deduced that. Clue number two, play along at home. This city was designated a UNESCO City of Music in 2015, recognizing its global significance in arts and performance. It's one of only around 50 cities worldwide with that title.
Oh man, the clues are so. This
is a
like
tough
one end
one.
of the spectrum, the other one.
The next clue will bring you a little bit closer. I don't think you've been to this city.
Okay. I'm thinking states. Has to be. Let's say, I don't know. I'm still thinking
electric bus, City of Music.
Yeah, I'm still thinking sunny. You said solar powered. Always sunny in Philadelphia. Let's go Philadelphia for sure.
Yeah, good guess. Not Philadelphia though. Third and final clue. Okay, I'm going to give you a really good shot here. You've got a 1 in 8 chance. So this city was the only capital city in Australia established by free settlers, not convicts. It was planned as a utopian colony in 1836 based on ideals of civil liberties and religious freedom.
Right. I was way off. You don't think I've been there? Okay.
I don't think so, but I'm not entirely sure.
Uh, let's go. I know we've been to Melbourne together. Pretty sure we've been to Sydney together. It's got to be Adelaide.
It is Adelaide. Well done.
Oh,
Have you been?
no, I haven't actually.
No, I didn't think so. So
I don't know
Adelaide,
if there's much there.
Adelaide, for your information, and also to our listeners that haven't been to Adelaide, it's a vibrant cosmopolitan city known for its festivals, food, and wine. And it's the only Australian capital founded entirely by free settlers, as I mentioned. It's globally recognised as the Great Wine Capital and UNESCO City of Music, as per clue number two. And it blends cultural depth and innovation, sustainability and design. It is a beautiful city if you get a chance to go down there. Uh, Obviously, very, very famous for their wineries. Our guest today is a multiple beauty business owner, as I alluded to in good company with Ryan. She shares the same hobbies as her husband, which includes fitness, spending time with friends, and going shopping. Also, like Ryan, she says she's a big oversharer. And our guest today from Adelaide in South Australia is Samantha Ames Costa. So, welcome to the Remembering Them podcast officially, Sam or Samantha. Thank you very much for joining us all the way, or not all the way, just not too far away, down in Adelaide in South Australia.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We've got an Aussie on, Luke. It's been a little while. It's been a hot minute. We've got quite a strong
It's
following in the
crazy.
States, but it's nice to have someone with the Aussie accent on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam, if you'd like to start by telling us who we're talking about today and what happened with them and what eventually took them, from your life.
Yeah, of course. So it's my mum, Susan Telfer. She had, cancer 3 times. So I'm 34 now. I think I was 14 the first time, and it was just seemed like kind of caught early on breast cancer. Like it wasn't a sort of as a huge scary thing. It was like, oh, little surgery, yeah, we'll be radiotherapy and we're good to go. And she was in remission for nearly 10 years before it came back. So we thought we were pretty, all good.
In the clear,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, and then I think I was like mid to late 20s, maybe like 27, it had come back. But again, it was, we'll do a surgery, we'll do chemo, like should be all good. And then just after my 30th, it came back again, and it was terminal. It had metastasized, and it was her brains, neck, lungs, stomach, lymph, bones, everywhere. So yeah, it's been almost my whole adult life has been sort of worrying and stressing and having this sort of stuff go on. And it was always mum and I for just a long time as well. I think my parents divorced when I was just under 10. So it's been very much just me and her. So it's very hard now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she passed away about only 7 months ago now. So yeah, I feel like I'm still in shock. It's still very like
Super recent. Yeah, really recent.
it feels like it's been forever, but then also only a week. It's a very weird, I think concept of time gets very weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone passes.
What was that? Because you were different, very different ages too, in your teens and then in your mid-20s and then, into your early 30s when she eventually passed. What was that like going through those? Because you were, I guess going through your own development as an adult and then also adding that layer on top of that. How did you sort of manage that?
I think when I was 14, it was super scary, obviously being so young, but because it also was like we've caught it early, we've got a plan, it was sort of not at the same time, but I wish back then I had been older, because sometimes I think like, God, I mean, I know I was a kid and I was, like you said, developing, but I wish I could have been more there for her when I was that age. Because obviously you are concerned about your own life. I was very concerned with her, but I kind of wish I could have been a bigger support, but obviously I was so young. When I was mid-20s, it was very much like, there's a plan, we'll get through this. So it was awful, but nowhere near as awful as being told like it's terminal. Like it's a whole different ball game when there's almost like a big lack of hope. But I'm grateful that at the age I was this time, like I feel like I did like everything that I could, and we did so many like holidays, and I was at almost every appointment. Like but that also makes me realize, like, I wish I'd been able to be like that when I was 14 and even late 20s. I feel like I was still, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it's hard, all these different ages. Sorry.
That's okay. So at 30, was she given, was that terminal, or was that then 12 months?
That was terminal,
Yep.
and we got 3 years.
Oh, okay. Yep.
But we didn't know if we'd get more than a year. Like, we just didn't know what was going to happen. So yeah, that was, yeah, still in shock.
Yeah, yeah. And you, as you touched on, you took advantage of that time by doing holidays, and that must have been difficult as well. Talk us through that situation of knowing you've got a finite time.
Yeah, it's
What was that like?
a very bittersweet feeling, because like you do all, it's almost like the more fun you have together or the more special something is, then you go like, oh, I'm not going to have this one day. Do you know what I mean? And it it takes away being able to just fully experience something with joy, because it just has that double-edged sword. But my mentality with it was, I'm not going to not do things, even though they're hard, because then when she is gone, I can't do it anymore. Do you know what I mean? So I know, like, the response I've had on social media is a lot of people saying they didn't have the conversations because they didn't want to face it. They didn't want to acknowledge it. They were scared of it, but then they regret it, because then when that person's gone, they're still gone. You still have all that side of it, but you didn't get all of the making the most of it either. But it's hard work. Like, I took mum to New Zealand last year, and I took her horse riding and did all these things. And it's hard because it's so beautiful to do, but then behind closed doors, I'm like, but I
Yeah,
wouldn't have
of
not
course.
done it. It's bittersweet. Everything is bittersweet when
Yeah,
when you know there's
yeah.
an end to it.
Was it a situation where you were
Mm.
almost putting on a brave front, and having that special time with your mum, being happy, and then I suppose, as you said, behind closed doors, going, that's the last time, we're probably going to be able to do that.
Yeah, 100%. We definitely had moments together where we were both sad, but we're both very quick to be like, right, let's get a mimosa, let's go buy buy something online. Like, we very much tried to have fun together, rather than dwell too long in the sadness, because, like, what do you do? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you can't change it. So we always tried to flip it into, like, what can we do today? Which is amazing, and I'm so grateful for. But yeah, definitely, I would have my own moments away from her, because if she saw me upset, obviously she knows I'm upset, but it would have been really, really hard for her. So I tried to just be like, right, I've got my friends to have, and my husband to have my, like, emotional moments with, and then when I'm with her, I'm going to give her, like, everything I can, because her life outside of me was also like medications and feeling sick and doctor's appointments. So I kind of felt like with me is the one space that she could just,
Enjoy things and be present. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's really beautiful. Before mum got sick, I suppose your memories from her, and again, these different stages as a teenager and in your 20s, but away from being ill and dealing
Yeah.
with the cancer, how would you describe your mum?
Oh, just always my best friend. Like, hang on. She, yeah, I think because my parents did split when I was young, it was always like a me and her. Like, I don't think we were quite a typical mother and daughter. We were very much like besties. Um, Very just caring, goes above and beyond. Like, my first day back at work after a holiday, flowers come to the door. She was a very doting, like, yeah, just beautiful, fun person. And she was, sorry.
No, that's right.
She got tissues. And she was like a mum to all my friends as well. And if I did anything with my friends, she would be there at the start, or we'd go get like mimosas and then I'd go off and party. Like, she was kind of very involved in just everyone's life, and like Mama Sue, and yeah, she was just, yeah.
People know her
Lots
as
of fun.
Mama Sue.
Yeah, Mama Sue.
Yeah.
So she was lots of fun, is what I'm hearing.
So fun.
Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's
fun.
does she have any cheeky stories, any funny things that she got up to that maybe surprised you, shall we say?
Cheeky stories. She was, how do I word it? She liked going to hotel lobbies and perving on hot men. I'll say that much. So
That's great.
I
can't relate, but sounds fun. Sounds a lot of fun.
She was
Ryan can. Ryan, our the host is not here. He can probably relate to that. But yeah, go on.
Because I feel like as those final weeks in hospital and hospice and all of her friends were around, it's probably the most time I've spent with her friends. Like I'd met her friends, but I hadn't spent prolonged. It was all like me and mum. And so I sort of got to see her as like her own person in her friendship group. And it was definitely a lot cheekier than I had experienced. But yeah, she was very fun. Her and her friends definitely like to go get a champers, and I'm not sure what else happened. But
Let their hair down. Let's just leave it at
yeah, 100%. Like I did tell her I'd try and find George Clooney in Lake Como for her when I took her little ashes with me to Europe.
Yeah.
Didn't find him, but you know.
You tried. The effort was there.
I tried.
While we're talking about stories and memories, what about with you and Mum? I know we spoke about briefly the trip to New Zealand, but any time, what's other sort of stories and memories that that you'll remember her by?
I know it sounds really like almost cliche, but it's just like shopping. Like we just loved, even when we couldn't afford it, we were really bad for it. I remember going to like Melbourne we used to go to Melbourne a lot because it's only an hour from Adelaide, and especially when she was sick, that was achievable without it being, too long on a plane. And just even if I couldn't really afford to shop at the time, and she'd be like, right, I've got the credit card. What are we getting? Where are we going? Like we were very just like we could spend all day just running around. But I was thinking when I took her ashes back to her hometown in Northern England, and I hadn't been there. I would have been maybe late teenagers. And I'm showing my husband around. I'm like, this is the mountain she used to climb, and this is this village, and this is that, and this is this. And I swear I could hear her up there just being like, you didn't care when I took you. When you're a moody teenager, I would have been sat in the back of that car with my hood up, like, yep, cool, Mum. Like, I wish I'd been able to, we got so many tricks in, but I wish I'd been able to do her hometown with her as an adult that cared. Because when you're a teenager, like you don't.
Yeah. You're in your own. You're caring about one person only.
Yeah, and you don't care about the countryside and the old pub. Like you don't. Probably just like texting my boyfriend and my Nokia 3315 or something back in Australia. But I swear I could hear her up there with. I remembered everything. I don't know. I remember. Like I remember this road. I remember this house, and I could just hear her being like, "You little cow."
Speaking of hearing her, now that she's passed, is there a quote or a phrase or a saying that she would always say that reminds you of her?
Yeah, it's straighten your crown. So no matter how tough times get or whatever's happening, is your crown is straight. Get up, get it sorted. It's a very I actually have my own podcast that I named after that. And my friends actually also they got a bench, Mum's bench that she used to sit on. They did that with the council. So now I've got a Susan Telford plaque and it says straighten your crown on it. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. Yeah, I think we kind of get the premise, but it's probably more relevant to yourself and yeah.
Like pull your socks up and you're a queen and get on with it sort of attitude.
Gotcha. Yep, loud and clear. I like that. I really like that. On that note, on that theme, are there other lessons that you learnt from your mum?
This is a paid partnership with BetterHelp. Hey Luke and Ryan, life gets heavy sometimes, especially when grief hits. For me, that weight often shows up as anxiety.
Yeah, it's not always one big thing. Sometimes it's just life piling up, work, relationships, trying to hold it all together. Suddenly, I'm anxious and don't know why.
Totally. I used to think anxiety meant panic attacks, but for me, it's more like overthinking every choice or feeling like I'm never doing enough.
And it can even hit on good days. Out of nowhere, I'm spiraling over things that haven't even happened yet.
It's easy to feel alone in it, but you're not.
That's why we're talking about our paid partner, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp connects you with credentialed therapists who can help manage anxiety and more.
Most people go to BetterHelp for anxiety, and 69% feel better after just 6 weeks.
Getting started is simple. Fill out a quick questionnaire and get matched with a therapist. If it's not a fit, you can switch at any time.
Their support team is super responsive, and with over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 Trustpilot rating, it's a platform you can count on.
So let BetterHelp help manage your anxiety so it doesn't manage you.
Click the link below or go to betterhelp.com/rememberingthem for 10% off your first month.
Let me think. Like so many.
Pervin on, boys.
Pardon? Oh,
Pervin on, boys.
yes, had a perv on older men.
Mimosas.
Something that you'll do, I guess that you do today because of something that she taught you or that you've role modeled off her.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of like the biggest one because obviously it's like everything in my life is from
Yes.
her.
Yeah.
But not just like a not caring what other people think, but just doing you and putting yourself first while being kind to others, not in like a, rude way, but it's just, especially with her her terminal diagnosis, it puts life into perspective, and things that would have been a bigger problem in my life aren't in comparison now, So I think like from her while she was alive and from her passing, it's really put my life perspectives and what truly matters. Because I've had things happen the last 7 months that would have ruined me 2 years ago emotionally, would have really struggled to cope with. But you kind of just get in the grand scheme of life, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm sad that it was mum passing that kind of gave me that, but that is something that is a positive from the experience. But it's, just being able to cope with things a lot better. Yeah.
No, that totally makes sense. I think the three of us here and also Ryan, I'm going to speak for him here, that I think it gives you that sense of gratitude and if those shitty things come along in life, you think, well, who cares? Because I've been through, some pretty harsh loss.
Yeah, nothing's going to be worse. And so also, I think it's like a strength moving forward, also being like, nothing is going to really be worse, and I can handle anything.
Yeah.
And it's, I would say that.
It's a good lesson. It's an important one. So with your mum, I guess, and it has been a really recent passing, and we so appreciate you coming on after a period of time,
I love to
after a
talk
short
about
period of time. Yeah, and we are so grateful for that. For someone that's going through something similar, maybe you can speak to it in terms of growing up with those, her going through her health challenges. Any advice for people that might have a mum or a friend or a family member going through something similar?
I would say to just try and, I guess, like make the most of what you've got. It's very easy to get wrapped up in the why me, why us. And like I said, a lot of people have sort of given me feedback that they've ignored it because they don't want to face it. But my biggest advice is like you soak up every second that you can, every good day, and make memories. Even if it's just a cup of tea on the couch, just spending time together, it's just creating memories, because that's all that you're going to have. And I think, like, don't get me wrong, I've really struggled, but I've never had like the regret side of it, because I'm like, I really can't think of much more else I could have done or that we could have done. And that's, even if it's selfishly, that's something that's kept me sane, because I'm like, oh, well, I didn't block it out and not take her here or not do this. And there were times during it that I was really tired and overworked and kind of very depleted. But I remember thinking, like, I'm going to have all the time in the world for me at the end of it, and I don't want to waste any time. And I had a client of mine, one second, I'm so sorry. And I cry, I lose my voice, who had lost her father maybe a year before. And one day I was telling her how tired I was. She was like, I would take anything to be tired with it. She'd take anything to, be stressed and trying to work out how she's going to take him to appointments. And that's advice that really stuck with me whenever I was really like, oh my gosh, I was like, no, because I'll miss even this. I'll wish for even even this side of it.
Have them here and be tired and stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Gotcha.
it, because it's not forever, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you'll just, I think it's helped kept me sane, is just being like, I couldn't have done anything else. Like when I went into hospice, I moved in. Like we were there for 7 days. I just canceled my clients. My other friend bought me a camping bed because the hospital little roll-up bed was awful. And I just lived there. We just moved in, and it was like, that's a whole week, because Mum she was also hardly sleeping. It was kind of like little naps. I haven't got kids, but it's what I imagine being like a newborn mum is like, you're just up when they're up, you nap when they're down, or cry in the toilet, either way. But a whole week is more than some people get with their parents in a year. You just go for coffee once a fortnight or something. Like, very grateful for that time. And
What about for people who are in a similar position where have had a recent passing? Any advice you'd have for them? I know you're still obviously working through it yourself, but anything that has helped you, or any advice that you think might help other people?
The Remembering Them podcast is supported by My Legacy Message. How do you want to be remembered? My Legacy Message provides a service that delivers a personalized keepsake video to your loved ones, often as a surprise after you pass. My Legacy Message. Be remembered.
Yes. Sleep. It's really the basics, is trying, even if you need, obviously like sleeping meds or anything from your doctor, like just getting sleep. The difference when I wake up and I've had 8 hours, everything is a lot more manageable. The days on end where it's like 3 hours, 4 hours, you act like mentally, it's really, really hard to cope. Eating enough. I'm really grateful. I've got the best husband who, even when I don't want to, food is brought to me. Like, he makes sure I, as a bare minimum, get, nutrition in. Walking, being outdoors, even the days I'm in bed where I'm like, it's the last thing I want to do, you always feel better for it. So it's for me, it's been really basics, is just looking after yourself, and you can handle everything a lot better, and speaking to people and asking for help. And I know, I'm a talker, obviously. But I know a lot of people who don't want to bother people, or I don't know, they don't feel comfortable sharing. But whenever I do get a conversation out of them, they always feel so much better. And it's like, I've never felt worse for talking. It's never been, like a backwards thing. Like, I just think getting your circle, talking, sleeping, eating, and everything's a lot more manageable. And I think before I went through this, I thought this period of my life would be a really hard period, and then I'd be back to normal. Lol. Very much not the case. And not to be in a negative way about it, but I think once I accepted that old me isn't coming back, and that I'm going to carry this forever, I found, like, even within the first month, I was still having like really joyful, I won't say full days, but moments with friends. And it's kind of just learning, like, you can't just go through it really fast and hard to get through it quicker. It's just about managing it. So it's also just saying yes to every fun, good opportunity that you can. And I did trips to just interstate with my friends, and just anything that you can bring joy into your life. It's not like, I know a lot of people say they feel guilty for being happy while they're going through grief, but my mum was very on me to not be like that. She'd always be like, get a mimosa, go get the good champagne, like, go buy something. And I've kind of carried that with me, because it doesn't take away any of the sadness. If you push the good things away, it's just going to be all sad. So I don't know if I worded that properly, but it's just...
No, it's perfect.
Yeah,
it's great advice.
Not shying away from good and positive and fun things, because you just have to find a way to... You're doing it all together now.
It's a little bit of I don't know if it's a cliche, but I know that Ryan said to me, when I was trying to deal with things, that's not what your dad would want. And I'm sure you got the same sort of messaging, that's not what your mum would want. And anyone that has lost anyone, that's not what they would want. They would want you to be happy. They would want you to enjoy life and go travel and party, or whatever it is that's going to make you happy. So I think that's really good advice. How do you honour Mama Sue today?
I think working towards a life that she would be really happy to see me live, like being successful in my businesses and just living a good life. Because that's the thing, if she saw me go into a hole and not do everything that I can do, she'd be so angry. So it's just, yeah, my husband and I every day just working out how we be happy and what that looks like for us, and just, yeah, not saying no to any opportunities, and champagne.
Yeah. Champagne and being open to things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just building a life that she would be like, like we made the front page of Adelaide's newspaper while we were in Europe for me taking mum's ashes back in a Dolce & Gabbana water bottle, because there was no cute urns. I'm not putting her in a no. And I just know she would have just been like, front page. Like I knew she'd be so excited.
She'd be stoked by that.
She would have loved it. So, and yeah, I got in the cockpit of the plane as well. So I had her with the captain's hat on her. I'll send you that so you can have a look.
Yeah.
But
That's
things
awesome.
like that she would just be like stoked to see. Like it's just, yeah.
That's great. And do you think you'll continue those sorts of things going forward? That I guess living your life and doing things that she would be stoked with and
Yes.
looking down and you happy with?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got one final question for the main part of the podcast. Traditionally, the hardest, so a bit of a forewarning there. Before I do, Luke, do you have any final questions for Sam?
No, I've got the Patreon questions.
Okay, you've got them lined up.
Ask the
Perfect.
fun questions.
Okay, perfect. Sam, last question for you for the main part of the podcast. As I said, can be a tough one, and particularly I just want to be quite respectful here because it's quite soon since your mum has passed. So if you don't feel like you can answer this, totally fine. But we normally ask our guests, if your mum was in front of you today, what would you say to her?
Oh, I'm trying to think. What would I say? I actually don't know. I feel like it would be appropriate for a podcast. I'd probably swear at her for leaving.
Okay.
Go for it.
You cow. Oh, there's yeah, I
That's
think
a fun one. I don't think we've had that. So
that's a first. Yeah.
That is a first.
Yeah, I think genuinely, I think that would be it. She would laugh.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing because I think it's a reflection, I should say, of your relationship and the type of fun bond that you obviously had. So
it was very fun. Yeah, I think, and maybe we probably used a bit of that humor. I mean, dark humor to just try and, because sometimes if I'm talking to clients about it, they get a bit emotional about, oh yeah, cow, and just laugh and you can get the tears back. But yeah, I think if I saw her, I'd just like.
Yeah.
And then we'd have a good DM afterwards. But I think that actually would be the first thing I would say.
That'd be the initial. Yeah, I like it. Good response. And thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for coming onto the podcast, as I said, so soon after your mum has passed.
It's an honour. I'm honoured to be here.
It's our honour to hear stories and memories of her. So thank you very much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
So look, that was Sam from Adelaide.
Thank you
in South Australia.
On, Sam. Thanks, Mama Sue, as well. It was good, really great to hear about her and her business ventures and her success. And she's wise beyond her years. I think we say that a lot, but she really is. She had a lot of growing up to do. So
yeah, especially as a teenager. Yeah. We're when you're listening back to this, Sam, we're proud of you. I'm sure Mama Sue is definitely proud of you. What an amazing story, and so fresh too. I don't know that we've had someone so soon,
very soon.
after their passing. Ryan might be able to correct me there, but thank you, Sam, for giving up your time and coming on and speaking about that, that journey that you've been on and will continue to be on, because it has been such a short time. So we really appreciate it. What a superstar. Sam is with all the businesses. So, speaking about the Patreon, jump on the Patreon. If you want to listen to the chat that we had with Sam, we delved into, her business and what she continues to do today in honor of her mum. That was a really cool chat as well, and all the things she's been able to do because of Mama Sue. So Patreon is there, a way to support the podcast. $6 a month, US, $9 Aussie to get those exclusive chats with Sam and all of our previous OG guests and Chat TAP guests. So jump on there and support the podcast. Speaking of supporting the podcast, if you enjoyed this episode with Sam, make sure you share it to your communities or someone that you think might get something out of it. Sam's got a much larger following than us, so hopefully it reaches some of her community that might, need to hear her story as well. And give the podcast a rating and review while you're there. 5 stars, of course, if you can. We did talk in the Patreon actually about my legacy message briefly because Sam, started to do some of that work unknowingly. Once unfortunately Mama Sue was given the terminal diagnosis. So it's an opportunity for you to leave a video message to your loved ones, often a surprise after you pass. So make sure you get involved and check that out, mylegacymessage.com.au. We also have the partnership with BetterHelp, of course. If you are needing to speak to someone, whether it's been 7 months, in Sam's case, or 7 years since someone has passed. People do need to talk. Sam mentioned in the episode, if you do need to speak to someone, you don't have a family member or friend or whatever, there is a credentialed therapist through betterhelp.com/remembering them for a 10% discount. If you need to speak to someone there, I think that covers off on everything. Luke, did I miss anything?
Nailed it, mate. I
Beautiful.
don't think so. I think you're
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you again, Sam. That was an amazing chat, and I'm really looking forward to. I mean, I always look forward to hearing them back, but this one
we're gonna
as
have
well.
to lock in. We're gonna have to lock in some mimosas in December at Burley Pav. Got a little
Burley
teaser.
Pav when she's back. Yeah, that was
maybe
also
in-person episode might be coming up.
a follow-up. Absolutely, that could be a first for the Remembering Them
That'd be
podcast. Thank you, Luke. Hopefully, Ryan's enjoying his beauty session that he's away doing, or the course that he's away doing at the moment. Whatever.
It's a shame. He could get some hot tips. He could get some hot tips from Sam.
Exactly. When she's up, he'll have to meet with her in person. They can talk all things beauty.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next one. Thank you very much, Luke. Have a good day. Love you.
Care.
Bye.
See you.
The Remembering Them podcast is created for entertainment purposes. Mark, Ryan, and Luke are not licensed mental health professionals. If you would like to discuss your mental well-being, several resources are available in Australia. Information about these services is available in the podcast notes. Please take the time to contact a loved one today and tell them how much you appreciate and love them.